Listen here, I can't go another year. No, I can't be up in here complaining. Gotta let them know I'm famous in my. Listen here, I'm here for the world to hear. And I'ma make sure they know what my name is. I just wanna end up famous in
I'm
there.
so serious, probably why they be so damn curious. They furious. Easy got these ladies on some silly shit. Now what the dilly is, I'm going all out. Hey, I'm the talk of the town while y'all just saw a mouth. Here's a story about my quest to be rich. I'm like Beyonce and Kelly on some Destiny shit. Mr. 6 Mile, look me up, I'm somewhat a dream. Got my city like an addict, guess it's somewhat a fiend. For my team, anything less is uncivilized. Surprise, I'm seeing this world through clear eyes. And haters only made me more inspired to bless. On the clock right now, what the hell is the next? Like that feeling in your chest when you're ready to leave. Like that memory you had, you just couldn't believe. And we always got a little ammunition for y'all, cause we remember when they wouldn't even listen at all.
Listen here, I can't go another year. No, I can't be up in here complaining. Gotta let them know I'm famous in my life. Listen here, I'm here for the world to hear. And I'ma make sure they know my name is. Wanna end up famous in there.
In 97 on Gunston and 6 Measy, the streets made a natural born hustler. Believe me, drop real with it. That was my first EP. Grind harder than granted, but made it look easy. Take it to the top, that was the plan. Now I'm known worldwide, from Detroit to Japan. 14 years span, fuck hot nigga, I'm scorching. I done got the fame, now I want the fortune. 6 albums deep, yes, I grind harder. Better known as Eno Brown, the D is my Carter. I've been hood rich from dropping bombs. Now I want white man rich stocks and bonds. Want my ice cream and cake on the golden plate. Trying to make bread to have my great grandkids straight. Yes sir, I got my vision clear. Fast lane switching gears. Make sure you dig it, yeah. Never will I live in fear.
Listen here, I can't go another.
And welcome y'all, another episode of the Jackson Report. This week, I got my reoccurring guest. I got my bro live coming from Thailand. My bro BG Skyped in because we got a little bit of stuff to air. We got to get a little bit of stuff off our chest today. Cause
yes, we do.
He saw, hey, when you sent it to me and I read it, bro, I lost it. I could, like, we give that man so much props. We be giving him so much praise in our community. And, like, everybody was geeked up. Like, first ever black president. He did it. We doing our thing. And this man came out pretty much and said, hey, look, bro. Hey, wait, I'm trying to get it professional because you know how we get when we get on here. I'm trying to be professional. But when you first called me with it the other night, bro, I'm so glad we got a chance to buffer it before we actually came on air. Hey, you was hot. You was hot about it. You was pissed off when you called me.
And I promise I'm going to try to stay composed for the audience.
Hey,
I'm not going to get you demonetized, fam. I promise.
Hey, look. It's the whole reason I got this platform together because we can speak how we want to speak. It's an open forum. See, the thing of it is it's an open forum, and it's really an open forum now because I got it where you can call in and actually interact with me now. So if people watching, they can hit the number, call right in and chime in if they want to call in. You know, all our tribe fam, if they tuning in and they see me, you on the screen, they can call in, talk to their bro BG.
First of all, we're lucky right now that this news didn't break in the middle of this conversation because there's no way I'd be able to hold it under control.
Hey, look.
I swear, the unmitigated gall of this man on occasion. Like, look, sometimes I wonder if our esteemed former president has taken leave of his ever-loving mind.
Hey, dog.
Do we have the article? Because they have to see this.
The article, listen, we got the article pulled up on the screen because, bro.
Somebody get your boy Barack.
Hey.
Okay? Somebody need to get their uncle. And I'm explaining to y'all why, okay? One, when we talk about protest movements using slogans, if we're going to point to the slogan as the problem, and for one, it's not simply a slogan, it's a set of policy positions that was going to have to be explained anyway. If you would take that moment and point at the slogan and the movement as the problem with your Democratic Party politicians getting elected, for one, explain to me when the onus has ever been on protest movements to get their politicians elected. We have to ask, when is it on the Democratic Party to get themselves elected? When do they take responsibility? Because it seems like it's easy for them to kick to the left of them and then slide to the right. The Republicans are never going to love you. They're never going to vote for you. Every time you play Republican light, you know what Republican voters are going to do?
They're going to vote Republican.
And here's the secret. They're going to vote Republican.
Bro, look. When I read the article and I was looking at it, I'm like, dang, this man really did. He really said this. And then he really blamed the loss in South Carolina on the Democratic candidate coming out and supporting defunding the police. So it's almost like...
Oh, don't worry. We're not done with that, because their incompetence in Kentucky and in South Carolina, like, don't blame protesters, first of all, because one, I'm deeply disturbed, yet not surprised in the least that he would attack a working class movement and place blame on the protesters who he didn't support.
And see, what's crazy with that is, bro, all of us, me included, I mean, literally was damn near in tears when the man won the presidency, like first time ever we seeing a black president. But my grandma, my grandma told me something.
Jackson, we were young and innocent then.
Yeah. Look.
We knew not the ways of the world.
Man.
And now we know to be skeptical of every single politician that ever comes across our screens or across our vision. Because you have to hold these people to account when they screw up. Exactly. And now we have our former president, who was a multi-millionaire, talking from his ivory tower, dictating to a working class movement how they should fight for civil rights, while he spent 8 years cozying up to Republicans while they kicked him in the teeth. The audacity of a man who was so naive to think the Republican Party ever had interest in working with him wants to tell people on the ground doing the actual work what they need to do. Look, brother, you haven't been a street activist in a long time. Take 968 seats, because that's how many we lost across the country under your administration. That's the most seats a political party has ever lost in an 8-term presidency since World War II. No one has been a bigger failure at the head of their party than Barack Obama. You want to talk about how movements don't get people elected? You were the only person you ever got elected. Have a bunch of seats, homie.
Man, and see, it's only crazy because once I read it, and I read it all the way through, and what I got from it, he almost didn't even sound like he was part of the Democratic Party. The way he just was like, you know, you're going to lose a lot of votes with snappy slogans like defund the police. So basically, he came out just like everybody else that thought defunding the police meant let's get rid of them. We don't need police. And if you're supposed to be so for us, you would have thought you wouldn't have said no bull like this in an interview. And the interview is supposedly a 3-part interview that's airing tomorrow, Thursday, and Friday on Snapchat.
I'm horrified to know what else is going to be in this interview that's going to harm working class people.
Hey, but
Honestly,
he
the
did
man
endorse
needs to shut up and get
AOC.
out of the way.
He
Because
did
the
endorse
point of it is
AOC.
something. I mean, I'm pretty sure her and Jamal Bowman are all going to have something to say about whatever crawls out of this man's mouth next. But a bigger problem that comes from when Barack Obama does something like this, because it's not just, okay, how about this? Let's take what he said at face value. Let's take all the intent out of it.
Right.
You lose people with snappy slogans like defund the police. Okay, let's say the messaging could be better. Okay, that's a valid critique. Messaging could always be better. Movements could always be more disciplined, because you can only keep hundreds of thousands of people on one accord so well, especially when they're decentralized.
True.
But when Barack Obama goes out here like this, people who aren't paying attention, who know very little about politics, are going to turn around and parrot whatever neoliberal talking point he gives.
Yeah.
It's like Barack Obama's words reach hundreds of thousands of people and influence aunties in South Carolina and grandfathers in rural Texas. His words echo. He's a man of tremendous wealth and power, and for him to take the time to move against the movement,
right?
Imagine the good he could have done had he taken 5 minutes in his interview to explain that policy position and why we need to do it to the American people.
Exactly.
Do politics. Don't simply do fucking over working class movements, because we can get that from any politician.
Yeah, like, see, I looked at it, and from what I was gathering from the whole thing, it's basically, to me, like all of the hard work that they did in Minnesota and all of these cities that was sparking change, you just shitted on because you have a cult following as the former president. Even leaving office, it's almost like, well, I'm doing it because Barack said it. Think about it. This man talked Democratic candidates out of the primaries so his boy could win.
He got a whole. He called up and strong arm Klobuchar and Mayo P. He was like, "Look, you're never gonna have a better opportunity to gain some power than if you get out of the way." Because it's like, all right, okay, Barack, and for him to come out like this
at this time,
he's
though,
making the basic statement that the reaction is something that we should be concerned about primarily, and the same people who are crowing and whining and yelling at the top of their lungs about defund the police are the same people who yelled all lives matter when Black Lives Matter came out. Generationally, they're the same people who would have thrown rocks at MLK for marching.
Exactly.
It is not a problem of slogan. It is a problem that America is historically and currently comfortable with violence and racism against Black people.
Exactly. And the thing of it is
like it's the slogan, it's the people and it's the culture.
And then the thing of it is too, bro, defunding the police didn't even mean what they taking it as. It don't even mean like, oh, just to say fuck the police force. It's saying, why do we keep putting so much money into the police force and not nothing else? So when it's like defund the police, take some of that money away that y'all buying them all this heavy artillery, new cars, when you got people getting sick and no money is getting pumped into Medicare. That's what defunding the police was about. But people took it.
And it's so, they haven't had any problem defunding public schools.
Exactly.
They haven't had any problem defunding public social programs. But Once we talk about everybody's precious authoritarian army, then all of a sudden here comes all the hand wringing. And he could have spent, because it's such a simple concept when you explain it to people. When you explain defund the police to somebody who is not a fan of it or somebody who is not a supporter of it,
Right.
they instantly understand how that works. It is not a complicated sell. It's saying, hey, we're putting a lot of money here. We should redirect it to other places so that the police aren't the default option for everything that happens in society. Oh, person having mental health issues. Let's call the police. Remember how the police shot that therapist who was trying to defend his ill client in what I was
Exactly.
saying was Florida? So the police are clearly not trained.
Exactly. And see, that's what the whole defunding the police is. It's like, give them some money for better training. Use some of that money to put them off in the communities that they patrolling. Because half of the time, you think about it, a lot of the police officers that patrol our communities have never lived in the hood. So they come into the hood, of course, they instantly scared. So the minute they see one thing go down, oh, all guns blazing. When it's just how we
For
talk.
somebody who's not from there, the media has primed you for your entire life to be scared to be there.
Exactly. You think about it.
There's a reason that a lot of police forces have always hired people from the country to work in the city.
Because of the,
people from the country are taught to think of the people in the city as dangerous heathens. So they come
Exactly.
in and they don't treat them like humans.
you know what my take on it is?
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Yeah,
Please.
my thing is they bring these people into the community because it's all a part of the systemic racism that's going on. So I'm going to bring you from the country and put you in this hood because we already know you coming in with a certain perception of everybody that you're patrolling and you're supposed to be protecting and serving. So the minute you see one of these young black men, and he might be a legal gun carrier, all of a sudden, in your mind, you trained to believe that he a thug or some kind of hoodlum. So of course you ready to defend yourself. Thus,
And you constantly have your talkers on Fox News talking about how the protesters are dangerous thugs.
it's crazy.
And let's keep in mind, on right-wing media, when they say thug, what they really mean is nigga. And you can't say nigga in Republican politics anymore.
Exactly.
You used to be able to say it with absolutely no problem.
Exactly.
I mean, at some point, we should go over that old Atwater interview so we remember exactly how Republicans really think.
Exactly.
You all can look up that old Atwater interview on Republican politics and how you used to be able to say whatever racism came to your mind, and it's sold because that's who the voters are. They know their
Exactly.
base.
You know what?
Republicans don't push back against Donald Trump or anything he says because they all work in lockstep, and they're not going to piss off the racist followers that right-wing media has created over the past 40 years.
You know what I've been saying, bro? Like, Trump didn't do nothing but expose exactly who the Republican Party really is. And after so long, it's like, wait a minute. You pulling the wool from over their eyes. We got to get your ass out of here because you showing them how we really feel about them. They can't know that. So this is why I feel.
This is how euphemisms work. He doesn't know how to be euphemistically racist, so he just takes like the hammer of racism and swings it.
Exactly.
Rather than taking like a little pin hammer and going.
Exactly. Bro, listen. I said this in 2016. What did they expect to get when they put a reality show star in the White House? He turned the country into the world's biggest reality show. And now we frowned upon, getting laughed at by other countries because America is looking like basically The Apprentice right now.
I hate to be this cynical. Americans haven't changed. This is not much different from when we hired an actor from California to be president.
He talking about
We got
Ronald Reagan.
we got the same type of neo-fascist moronicism then that we had then. Except back then, they were stealing money and playing games with Iran-Contra. They hired a bunch of criminals under Reagan. They hired a bunch of criminals now. We have to remind ourselves and the viewers here that Republicans look at their politicians differently.
Yeah.
The Democratic, like, we think of our politicians and think like, okay, what are you doing to help people? What laws are you putting in place? What regulations are you applying to keep corporate giants from poisoning poor people in Appalachia?
And that's because we oblivious to the real deal. That's what that is.
And Republicans view their politicians are effective if they are able to take public goods and move them into private hands.
Exactly.
If they're able to sell off national park land, if they're able to move the regulatory apparatus from the state back to the corporate entities, they love wiping out a regulation and then saying, oh, Facebook will regulate itself. Yeah, we've seen how well that's worked.
Exactly.
Letting corporations regulate themselves never works. But
exactly.
They're just complete free market, unregulated capitalist, and austerity. They're an austerity oligarch party. They steal money from the public good to give it to their rich friends.
And that's what this year been all about. In all honesty, that's what this year been all about. Because even with this new bipartisan bill that they trying to rush through to get some coronavirus relief, guess what? There's no direct payments to the Americans that's unemployed and suffering. And somehow, all of these big corporations are steady making profit.
Making record profits.
While everybody else in the country is wondering if they should spend this on this next meal and debating on, do I pay my car note or my rent? When is this unemployment going to run out? When are they going to pass something to keep me afloat? Because my job is saying we might not come back until March of next year. So I'm looking at it just like this. Because it's a lot of interesting stuff that I was researching, knowing what I was going to talk about today on this show. Like, for instance, and I'm not even going to pull the article up just yet, but the Trump administration had a chance months ago with this new vaccine that's coming out, right? With the Pfizer vaccine. They got in touch with the Trump administration and was like, look, during our clinical test, we realized this is going to be 90% effective. So we giving America the first dibs. We have sent 100 million and 500 million more. That was enough to cure the country, right? Trump and them said, nah. That's why Britain is the first that's rolling out the vaccine. But see, the thing with that is, it's not even fully approved by the FDA. So the FDA approved this and it's finna roll out. No, the FDA gave it a temporary emergency approval, meaning they not fully sure that it works like they saying it worked. But the fact we ain't willing to try anything to end this pandemic, we gonna let them roll it out. But
They're
what I was
to try everything just short of helping working people. They're willing to try everything as long as they don't have to give people health care, as long as they don't have to give them payments to stay home and not spread it.
exactly
As long as they don't have to do anything to materially help the good of working people, because heaven knows their donors don't want to pay the taxes. As long as they don't have to do that, they'll hand ring and pretend all day long.
But see, here's the flip side to this whole vaccine. How many people really gonna take it? Guess what? Upon my research, I found out it's only going to work to curb this virus and start bringing an end to it if 70% of the country take it. Guess how much of the country is willing to take it at this point?
What? I think I said something that said like 51. How many did you see?
Oh, nah. 40%.
Oh, don't be worse than that.
The last one I saw was 40%. But right now, it's only at 42%.
I know there's sharp divides between Democrats willing to take it versus Republicans willing to take it. And there also seems like sharp racial divides. So,
oh yeah,
I'm really prepared to deal with this.
Oh, wait a minute, we almost there, bro.
Willing to take this is
we almost there.
Low.
Guess what? We almost there with it. It's 56% willing to take it. So some kind of way.
In the right direction. Can we find out can we bring up the numbers on how many black people are willing to take it?
Because that's gonna be zero. That's gonna be zero. I could just about tell you that one.
I think I saw it going between the 30s and the 40s, and I know that we.
Oh no, it's 50. Look, 44% of the people of color said they had tried.
Look, black folks, I know we've had a history of non-beneficial arrangement with medical personnel over the last
listen,
years.
bro.
Okay.
I'm not this.
No, dealt with Tuskegee. Look, your fears are valid. I understand, but at certain times, it's time to get over it. Suppress the trauma, get vaccinated, and get back to your lives, because we've lost too many of our elders and too many people who could have eventually become elders to this pandemic.
And you know what?
We allow ourselves to go further into the slaughterhouse by not adequately protecting ourselves.
Like I said I said I wasn't going to get on here today and try to preach my peoples and everybody into taking a vaccine that the whole country and the world right now is unsure of. But the whole thing of it is just like this. After witnessing how this year went and just how one person affected the lives of so many people. And right now, we at like 13 million, like we record-breaking numbers. The whole thing of it is just like this. And the scary part is, if 70% of the country don't take it, guess what? Even if people get vaccinated, we still gonna see a spike in the numbers because a lot of people refusing to take it. And the sad part about it is I'm one of them people because of the simple fact of this. How are you going to inject me with something that's 90% effective, so you say it's effective in curbing the virus, but you don't know the side effects of it? Oh, there's been none reported, but you don't know the side effects. It's almost like we don't know the side effects, but we slid the fine print in there. Oh, we don't really know the side effects, except for a couple people was feeling a little bit this way and a little bit that way. So you do know the side effects, but I think you're going to be reluctant in spreading that to the American public because y'all know if y'all tell the truth about the side effects, a lot of people might not take this vaccine. But it's not going to be a live virus in the vaccine.
I mean, the first doses widespread are going to go out to medical personnel, and then to elders, but of course, rich people are going to get it first because they always do. But it's harder to know long-term effects simply because we haven't had enough time to test those.
Exactly.
But we're going to see the short-term effects when the first round of these things go out. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really plan on getting involved until the second time around.
That's what I said. I said I want to see this first rollout. Let me see how it play out. Then I think about it. And the thing of it is you got to take both doses, and it's not going to be effective if you only take one injection. You got to get injected twice. And the thing of it is after you get injected the second time, it doesn't even take effect till 1 or 2 weeks later is when your body fully can defend the coronavirus. So you can get vaccinated, go outside the next day, and still catch the shit. See, that's where it's like, if it's a vaccine, right? I look. When it came to the flu and all of that, you get the shot, you don't catch the flu. With this, you get the shot, still got to quarantine 14 days before you can go back outside. But one good thing I did see about the vaccination, it's not going to be none of the live virus in it, and it's not going to get a hold of your DNA. Basically, it's almost like, to put it in layman's terms for people watching the show, it's almost like your body going into training for 2 weeks and getting ready for the fight of its life. And your cells is getting trained to be able to fight off the virus. That's what the vaccine is going to do. But I'm waiting, because that first rollout, let me see how it affect them. If don't nobody get to turn it into the Walking Dead or nothing around this mug, I'm with it.
If a bunch of people don't strokes randomly or something, then it's like, all right, we're in there.
Exactly. But see, today, bro, I got so much I'm addressing on this show. I even got a poll that I'm about to do after me and you done with our quick little convo. Cause I told you though, I said I got to get you on there, cause when you called me the other night, I said, this my brother calling me at 3 a.m. I saw the steam coming from your ears when I answered the phone. I said, and he video chatting me. It got to be something juicy. I was like, it got to be something good. You like, can you get me on? I'm like, you already know how we do. As soon as you say, hey, I gotta address this.
I was like, nah, man, we gotta address everybody's favorite former president.
Man, they love, and listen, it's so many of us that love him. That even with him doing that, guess what? They still gonna be like, oh, but that's Barack though. He had valid reason to say that. Like,
first of all, wait until you check the comment section from this cast.
Yeah,
you're gonna hear people talking about, don't talk about our former president like that. Look, miss me with that respectability nonsense. Just because your auntie has a picture of Obama on her mantle next to Jesus doesn't make him perfect. Okay.
Man, look, listen.
You should.
Listen, you lucky you in Thailand, cause you are no longer welcome in the United States. You do not talk about Barack Obama. Understand me.
By some of my older family members over this, but guess what? Say it with your chest. I mean every single word of it.
Hey, guess
Barack
what?
Obama be criticized. And by the way, Joe Biden, you got 42 days, fam, and we on your ass too.
Dang. Hey, did you tell him to count his days though? Like, but look,
yo,
he do. I honestly think Joe Biden, he got some reckoning to do. Because all of that, if you don't vote for me, you ain't black. Show us. Prove it to us. And the thing of it is what I'm hoping, bro.
He can be okay for now, but guess what? If he wants some peace, he's got to deliver on some justice for these people who put him in office.
Real talk. And see, my thing with that, bro, is this. This is all I said when it comes to the whole Joe Biden thing. This whole movement we've been having all year. Everybody been out there beating the streets. I'm talking about in Austin. Listen, they was protesting so long here. I'm talking about, I was riding through downtown like they still protesting. If that fire,
Tear gassed as readily, but when they were getting tear gassed,
people were still
where was
protesting.
that?
Where was
Well,
Uncle Joe when people
where
was getting hit with them rubber bullets?
it just be tear gassing protesters.
Yeah. So the thing of it
Now,
is,
talking about how we shouldn't be rioting.
see, and look, before we end the convo real quick, I gotta address this whole aspect about the whole protesting thing. Whether we like it or not, if we pay attention, it did spark change. It sparked change, and we made the history books by standing up for a cause. So, only thing that was proven to me with all of these protests this year, if we organize and do it the right way, change can be sparked. Change can be done. So my thing is, if Biden has to get in there and he not living up to all of these promises, we gonna have another year of empty ass promises. Take to the streets.
People aren't going to take it laying down. They're going to be at his ass. And to put a button on it, if the Democratic Party is ever going to represent the interest of the average citizen, we're going to have to kick their teeth in and make them fear us. The Republicans fear their voters, and that's why every Republican politician wouldn't dare get out of line with how much the voters support Donald Trump. They're afraid of their voters. We need to create the same effect on our end. And you know what? Do you remember? Some of your viewers might be too young for this. You remember Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah.
Right before they all graduated and were ready to go out in the field, you hear Joker narrate. And what Joker said there, you could easily replace a couple of words and have a perfect understanding of what we need to do. Graduation is only a few days away, and the recruits are salty. They're ready to eat their own guts and ask for seconds. The instructors are proud to see that we're growing beyond their control. The movement does not want robots. The movement wants real advocates, soldiers for the cause. The movement wants to build an indestructible coalition, a working class without fear. Grow beyond these people's control. The Democratic Party is an apparatus for us to take if we're ready to take it. But just sitting back and only coming out during the elections isn't going to take it. You're going to have to take to the streets to rip the reins of power out of these people's hands. And we're going to have to fire a lot of these bad employees and replace them with people who actually care about getting help to working class Americans.
Well said. Well said. Nah, when you streaming again?
Okay, so let's see. Let me get the actual understanding of time here.
You better shameless plug.
You see that I had no idea that it had been daylight savings time since we last did this.
Oh, yeah.
So let's bring up the world clock so I'm not an idiot. It'll be Friday evening out there. We'll talk a little bit about, well, Friday evening right around 8:30 to 9. And we're going to talk about the runoff elections in Georgia and play a little bit of Final Fantasy VII to keep ourselves calm, because we still have 42 more days of complete insanity before we even get to the transition.
Right on.
You're not going to see Donald Trump all of a sudden have a come to Jesus moment where he's not pretending this thing was stolen. This is what he's going to be saying for the next 2, 3, 4 years until his old egotistical ass runs for president in 2024, assuming his brain hasn't turned to complete mush and he can no longer speak.
Exactly. Now, I got so much stuff to address, bro.
Most deaf, my brother. We will be here listening to you.
And guess what? My New Year's show. Oh, I got to have you on. I need the tribe to be on the New Year's show. I think that'd be a heck of a way to start the year off. So I might even get it together so I can have a Zoom call with the whole tribe, and we act a fool for the New Year's show. So we gonna have to start. I'm gonna need your help on that one. I need you to. We gonna start reaching out to them and getting everybody together. But you know I had to have you on today because when you called me with that in the middle of the night and I saw how fired up you was, I said, you know what? I said, oh, we got to discuss this. We got to go down through there with this one. We got to discuss this for real.
I'm sorry. On occasion, you have to deal with people treating Barack Obama like a deity. I'm sorry, people. I'm sorry to slaughter your golden calf, but he's not always right. Okay? We have to put in perspective that Barack Obama is an incredibly wealthy elitist who doesn't deal with the same problems you and I do anymore.
Exactly.
If he wants to be a man of the people, maybe he should stop kneecapping working class movements.
Exactly. And any last remarks for the people?
You can check out Revolutionary Underground. We stream periodically. We were dealing with some technical issues earlier this week, but a lot of those have been cleared up. So we'll be doing a lot of content over this coming weekend. You can always jump in the chat, ask any questions you want to, or just sit back and enjoy.
Oh yeah, they probably gonna jump on your stream cussing you out. You just talked about their hero, bro. You
already know it's coming.
You got on here and talked about their hero.
They'll be all right.
But it's always fun when my brother call in, and I don't even feel like I'm hosting a show when my bro call in. I just feel like we on a live chat like we always be. We just can't get as like we be when if this would have been the initial phone call, oh my God, if it would have been the initial one, yeah, because when I answered the phone and saw your face, I said, whatever. You was like, let me just start. I said, oh yeah, it's on. I said, it's on. I gotta get him on here because I know. I said, I gotta get him on here. Hopefully by then he'll be done got the BG side out of him, and I can get Mr. Bradford on my show. Because if you'd have came on in BG mode,
I think we went easy on Barack this time around.
Hey, I think we did too because, man, when I read it at work, when you sent it to me and I read it, I say, man, the audacity. I said, wait a minute, is this Barack? This ain't Barack. This Trump. Like, man, look, and then even in the midst of that, before I let you go and before you get out of here, in the midst of that, because you said something on it earlier. Somebody need to call our brother Lou. Lou, if you watching it, Mr. Greedy Hustle on Facebook, if you watching this episode, why the hell do y'all keep putting Mitch McConnell back in office? How do he keep winning in Kentucky? Somebody explain that to me. Like, how does he keep winning in Kentucky?
How much of Kentucky is rural versus urban?
That's a good point. But
rural voters get less channels. They get more Fox News. They're already more conservative. I mean, it's a hard road to toe in Kentucky.
Yeah.
But
and see, this week
we have to outvote these people in spite of the institutional advantages.
For sure. Now you got to come back on for the New Year's show. For the New Year's show, you better be on here, bro.
You already know.
Tell the kids, yeah, Uncle D got Brad taken off again. Like, because you got to get up. You got to get up.
And I promise we will completely leave everybody's favorite president alone, at least for the first 20 minutes. Hopefully he doesn't say anything else crazy.
Hey, I hope he don't say nothing stupid.
We appreciate you being an icon, but shh. Shut up sometimes, homie.
Hey, bro, as usual, it's always it's always a pleasure when I have you on, bro.
Hey, happy to do it, and I appreciate you having me, brother.
You already know it. You already
All
know
right,
it.
go ahead and do your thing, man. We'll be here.
For sure. See, call in.
You already know.
Yeah. My brother BG. Me and my bro, we only be planning 15, 20 minutes, but once we get to going, we get to going. We always get to going when it's time. He called me the other night with that one, Chuck, and see, they got the toned down conversation. When he called me at first about it, he was hot about this Barack thing. And then when I read it at work, I was a little hot about it. But you know, it was so much I was reading this week. I really got to get to this. And I sent it to my man Chuck because I can't believe this. This YouTube dude, a YouTuber, is about to be famous. This guy. I think we can find it, Chuck. Jake Paul. This YouTube guy. I cannot believe. So he done knocked out Nate Robinson. he done made a meme out of Nate Robinson. And now this lucky son of a gun is about to get a chance to fight Floyd Mayweather. And it's not even Jake, it's Logan Paul. I don't know why I thought I saw Jake Paul. Goes to show I never even heard of this dude. So
Well, Jake Paul knocked out Nate Robinson. Logan Paul's fighting Mayweather.
Oh, wow. So wait. Logan Paul, man, who the heck is all of these Paul people? Like, I want to fight somebody. If it's that easy, like, put me in a ring with Pacquiao. Skip it. Let's do it. Like, this dude supposedly was some YouTube influencer. And now all of a sudden, he finna fight Floyd. The pound for pound, supposedly pound for pound, greatest fighter on the planet. Oh, and he getting $9 million? Oh, heck yeah, I'll get in the ring for $9 million. Because he got to be as inexperienced as I am. Like, see, this what I don't be understanding. Like, where do these people come from? And what ignorant stuff do you have to do on social media to get a following like that? To where you could just call out one of the greatest fighters of our time, at least, and it goes down like that. Oh, yeah, so it was Jake Paul. I wonder if they any kin to each other.
Yeah, they're twins.
Oh, wow. So one knocked out Nate Robinson, and the other one about to get knocked out by Floyd. That's a heck of a run for some twin brothers. A hell of a run for some twin brothers. But on a more serious note, Chuck, we got to get on a serious note. On a more serious note, I saw something out of Ohio. Out of all this protesting and the marching we've been doing all year for change, it's still happening. So this young man in Columbus, Ohio, and it only hit home to me because my little cuz bro used to be in Toledo, and he's a licensed gun owner, just like all of us down here in Texas. He got his license, he got the right to carry and all of that. This young man going home, he at his front door and gets shot and killed by a sheriff. Falls in the door. and his 72-year-old grandmother and his 5-year-old brother watch him die on the floor. The dude didn't do nothing but go to Subway. He had a right to be carrying the gun. No criminal record. Hadn't broken any laws. And supposedly the sheriff was on some fugitive task force in the neighborhood investigating violent crimes. But this innocent dude wasn't even a target of his investigation. And here's the kicker, as always, no other cop was there, no dashboard cam, no body cam, no eyewitness. So y'all see where this is going. When, in the midst of all of the stuff that's done happened in this 1 year, I guess the year couldn't just end without another innocent black man getting killed for no damn reason at all. And it didn't even make national news like that. Like the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. It didn't make national news. But I happened to stumble across it. And if I have to speak on it every week on my show, something need to be done. This Ohio. And me being from Michigan, I know what Ohio is about. Ohio ain't the friendliest state when it comes to us, people of color. I'm just hoping his family get justice. I'm hoping the investigation get the cop locked up because he deserved to be locked up. You just took an innocent man away from his family. I couldn't even imagine how his grandma feel watching her grandson fall through her front door and die on the floor in front of her. For nothing. When he had done nothing. And if I read it right, his only crime was going to get him a sandwich from Subway. Man, the stuff that I be seeing, it irks me. But after I read this article, I was inboxing with my uncle. And he brought something to my attention. And I said, you know what? It's my show. I'm going to play it because the song got a message to it. And I need everybody to listen to this track. Call in, let me know what y'all think about it. We gonna run this track for y'all. Hey, baby, I see you, Christina. How you doing, boo? Check the message in this song.
Gotta come together. Yes, we gotta do better. They say we can't get along, that we can't undo these wrongs. We must rise side by side. Sisters, hand in hand, coming together. stand up, 'cause we can live in harmony. We can make this our destiny. We must rise side by side, that no matter what we can strive. It can be hard, we must try. Make a better world, you and I. People get ready. A change must come. People get ready. A change must come. No matter how long it takes.
And see, the message in that track, when I heard that track, the message in that song was one I felt everybody needed to hear. With how this year been, a change definitely need to come. Hopefully next year, my solemn prayer for the country and even the people who don't pray for themselves is next year be a prosperous year, be that year of turnaround for all of the people out there that's lost jobs and at home wondering if unemployment gonna get reinstated, if the Democrats and the Republicans gonna come to a new deal with this stimulus to help us out. My prayer for y'all is that next year be that turnaround. Next year be that call from a new job or that call back from your job saying, hey, we back in business. Next year be that year of prosperity for all my startup business owners. And then today, before I get out of here, I got to get my 15 seconds of shame. Of course, my 15 seconds of shame has to go to Donald Trump as usual. He fumbled again because he had a chance for America to be the first country to roll out the vaccine and to have enough doses for everybody right now. But guess what? Nah, he turned it down. So now we stuck waiting to see if this emergency Operation Warp Speed executive order that he put in play, but it's only for the frontline workers and the elderly. This man had an opportunity to get 100 million doses with another 500 million on the kickback, and he turned it down. They turned it down. So now we in behind brick. Oh, right on. What's going on, Coco?
Is it Tuesday?
It's Tuesday and you live on the air with me. Now what's going on?
Hi.
Everybody hear you. You talking to my fans and everything. What's going on with you?
I'll kill you. Okay.
Oh dang. I'm getting death
Hi.
threats. Hey, see, I'm talking about.
I don't know what to say.
I bet you don't. I'm talking about this. I'm talking about how Trump passed up getting us the proper doses of this vaccine that we needed, even though I'm not going to take it myself. Is you taking it?
I'm not. No.
Why not?
Heck no. They're not going to put nothing in me.
I said, I'm going to take it.
I'm not a guinea pig.
Hey, see, I'm going to take it after the first go round.
No, I'm not going to do it.
If 70% of us don't take it, it's not gonna work. We gonna still have the virus going on in the country.
Yeah, I'm gonna see my mask on.
Oh man. Oh man. See, and I just was giving my 15 seconds of shame to Donald Trump because he fumbled the ball. We could have had the vaccine months ago and possibly be back to a bit of normalcy by now, but it's not gonna happen until up and probably later into next year because now they rush jobbing it and it's not gonna be enough to vaccinate all of us. It's only gonna be enough to vaccinate certain people.
And everybody don't have insurance.
I don't think with this one you need insurance. I think at first the first go round gonna be for like the frontline workers and the elderly. So I'm just waiting to see if I start seeing zombies and stuff walking around Austin, then we know the vaccine just didn't work.
They're just trying to kill us faster.
You silly. But no, I'm finna end my show and then I'll call right back.
All right, call me back.
All right. Hang them up, Chuck. But yeah, like I was saying, people, Trump get my 15 seconds of shame because, first of all, you lied about a virus that swept through our country. And then you turned down the cure or the curve to the virus. So it's like, damn, what else is you going to do to the American public before you leave office? So there it is for you, the Donald, or like they call you, the Don or whatever. Hang that on your hat when you riding off, about to retire, because we going to need you to go ahead and get the hell on up out the White House. Like you lost fair and square. Like I done read articles. We got Texas attorney generals trying to sue the different states to overturn the election. Like they doing everything in their power to keep the Republicans in power. And it's not working. Like God got a plan. And before I get out of here, I got to leave y'all with a jewel. And my jewel for y'all this week is this. We at the brink of a new year. After seeing how tripped out this year been, for a lack of a better term, how really tripped out this year been, let's start the new year off more unified, with more purpose to our lives, because this year showed us that within a blinking of an eye, I done stumbled over my words, but this year showed us that within a blink of an eye, our whole world can get turned upside down. Everything that we was used to is no more right now. Some people was used to their jobs, used to their co-workers, and all that changed up. You was used to a certain restaurant that's closed down, a certain store that you went into, no longer there because they couldn't make it through this pandemic. Certain people that we used to be able to call and hear them on the other end of the phone, no longer here. So my jewel for y'all is, all of us have flaws. Everybody, even the great me. But if you can't look in the mirror and be accountable for the flaws that you hold and try to change them coming into a new year, you still stuck in the past. And with that, this been another hell of an episode of the Jackson Report. Thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all see the number and the Skype line coming across the bottom of the screen for next week. Y'all can interact with me. Y'all can call in. Thank y'all for tuning in. Good night, people.